We're going to talk to the royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams in a second, but I just want to remind ourselves of what Princess Kate said in that very brave message yesterday.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment. This, of course, came as a huge shock, and William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately for the sake of our young family. As you can imagine, this has taken time. It has taken me time to recover from major surgery in order to start my treatment. But most importantly, it has taken us time to explain everything to George, Charlotte and Louis in a way that's appropriate for them and to reassure them that I'm going to be okay. As I've said to them, I am well and getting stronger every day by focusing on the things that will help me heal in my mind, body and spirits. Having William by my side is a great source of comfort and reassurance too, as is the love, support and kindness that has been shown by so many of you. It means so much to us both. We hope that you'll understand that as a family, we now need some time, space and privacy while I complete my treatment. My work has always brought me a deep sense of joy, and I look forward to being back when I'm able. But for now, I must focus on making a full recovery. At this time, I'm also thinking of all those whose lives have been affected by cancer. For everyone facing this disease, in whatever form, please do not lose faith or hope. You are not alone.
The Princess of Wales telling cancer sufferers you are not alone and their families as well. Well, let's talk to Richard Fitzwilliams. He's a royal commentator. Richard, thank you for joining us this morning. Just by far and away the biggest story in the UK today. And there are lots of questions, not just about the fact that we now have total clarity. It's totally clear what has happened. The speculation now can end, can't it, Richard?
Yeah, it most certainly can. And indeed, this is, of course, one of the reasons for a video message of that type. It's completely unprecedented. And watching it, it was deeply moving. It was, well, it was a shock, I think, to everyone who watched it. And indeed, it showed what a remarkable person Catherine is. But there's no doubt at all that the speculation was one of the reasons for having it, as well, of course, as the fact that that was the first day of the holidays for her children. I mean, obviously it has been their priority in dealing with this. But on the other hand, I mean, the trolling, some of the absolutely deplorable and disgusting theories, I mean, it just shows she's been in the eye of the hurricane. And when she has been so weak, a major operation followed by this, by the fact that she's undergoing preventative chemotherapy. I mean, it's an absolutely appalling prospect, but equally the positivity came through so well, and also, as has been mentioned, talking about the hope that other cancer sufferers should have. I mean, I think it was so beautifully handled, but what an ordeal.
And the ordeal has not been made easier by all that speculation, as you mentioned. How much does social media, the media itself, maybe royal commentators, maybe presenters of programmes on TalkTV, how much do we actually have to examine our role in this, do you think, Richard?
Well, I think social media is one thing because it's completely unpoliced. I can't see any future time when, in fact, it's going to be able, where we're going to be able to stop some of this absolutely grotesque behaviour. Because, I mean, some of what was on social media was absolutely appalling regarding the press in general and regarding the role of royal commentators. It was, if you're a royal commentator, you talk about what you see and what what you know, and also there's a certain amount of speculation. I mean, there's no doubt, and especially linked to that Mothering Sunday photograph, which was absolutely charming. But of course, we know now that it was edited and that the major agencies wouldn't disseminate it, or they withdrew it. That was extremely unfortunate, and now understand, and this links, of course, to the personal matter when William pulled out of his godfather King Constantine's memorial service. Now we understand what this was about, and I think it's very, very difficult to get this balance between privacy and the right to it, which undoubtedly Catherine has in private life.
It is a very difficult balance, isn't it? Because they are, to a degree, public property, and we were given some information, but not all information. Can this kind of halfway house essentially be sustained? With the King, for example, we've told he has cancer, but not told what type of cancer, whereas in previous years, the Queen's sort of mantra was never complain, never explain, and we didn't know really anything about her health.
Well, of course, one thinks back to the 1930s, and George V was actually finally, in fact, died through a morphine injection so that it would be reported in the Times and not in the evening newspapers, which was quite extraordinary, but actually true. It's then also, of course, the Queen's father, George VI, he was never told he had lung cancer, much less the public knowing. Yes, you're quite right. Sometimes when the Queen, for example, in 2021, when she was in hospital, that was discovered by a journalist and we didn't know, and Prince Philip was a most impatient patient at the best of times, and he was occasionally in hospital, and again, that was kept private. It is a difficult balance as head of state. I mean, King Charles, of course, this is what is so extraordinary about this whole unprecedented and very, very sad business. He, undergoing treatment for cancer, is making sure that we see, since he is head of state, when he's carrying on with his basic duties, but obviously cannot do royal engagements. And again, looking forward, we simply don't know when certain royal engagements will take place with the King or with Catherine, or indeed when they could be expected to go abroad. So it's an absolute nightmare for royal planners. Nothing like this has happened previously. So it is an extremely sensitive area. Regarding this specific type of cancer, I think we know quite enough. I think that broadcast gave a balance and laid down the marker that Catherine, in future, she wants time and space, echoes of Diana's famous statement there, and also privacy. And I think that that will be roughly where it will be left.
Well, let's hope so, and let's hope that she is back on her feet and fully recovered and able to take out able to carry out the engagements that she wants to. Richard Fitzwilliams, Royal Commentator, thank you very much indeed for joining me today.